This is actually just highlighting the fact that this is the old Shia-Sunni divide yet again. Of course, the Saudis, Sunni, backing opponents of Bashar al-Assad, and of course the Shia Iranians backing the said president of Syria. So it is once again going on the sectarian lines, the support and indeed the protests against these strikes, Hadley.
Absolutely, Stephen. Unfortunately, it seems as if these strikes, at least for if you're coming at it from the opinions of the Saudis, for example, or certainly here in the Emiratis as well, they haven't really moved the dial anyway in terms of moving this situation forward, in terms of doing anything that would result in Bashar al-Assad's removal from power. And certainly it seems as if the Russians are really only gaining in all of this, in spite of all of this rhetoric that we've heard between the United States and Russia in terms of the sanctions. They're certainly going to hurt for this, but the Russians at the end of the day will be able potentially to keep that port in Syria and certainly to keep their foothold in the Middle East, which has frankly been one of the main drivers of Russian action in the region, as we know. Now, it's interesting to note what investors here in the region are talking about right now. They say that they're used to this kind of geopolitical risk, and most of them telling me, that this isn't really moving the dial one way or the other in terms of their investment case scenarios. But I asked Naguib Sawiris, the executive chairman of Rascom Telecom. He's in gold, he's in real estate, he's across the region, and frankly, this does hit quite, close to home for him, being an investor out of Egypt. Let's listen into what he had to say.
Everybody is wrong in Syria. I mean, the Turks go in and slaughter the Kurdish people because they say they are terrorists. The Iranians with the Hezbollah go and interfere and fight the locals, or fight ISIS, which is right in a way, And then the United States wants to fight ISIS too. So everybody's fighting everybody there except the people, the Syrian people. I mean, they're sitting there being slammed by everybody back and forth, between a corrupt and unfair leader that is gassing them, between a foreign occupation by Russia, Iran, and Hezbollah, and then strikes that, are trying to help them, but you never know if the strike really helps them, or because many talk also that these strikes were symbolic. I think, symbolic or not, I think it's important to tell people like you can't go and support a dictator that is gassing his people and get away with it. So all in all, I am for this strike.
You mentioned earlier about Iraq and Lebanon really pushing back there and being against this strike from the U.S., from the U.K., from France. And of course, you have to remember that this is something that, nobody in the region really wants to see going forward, is more instability, because the status quo for so long has been the instability of Syria, the instability of Iraq. And certainly they're going to have to change the narrative when it comes to the investment case scenario as things move forward, and the potential for more geopolitical risk here.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.